Hey y'all, so it's story time, and it's your girl Samantha Lee, and I'm here to tell you guys about how I almost became an exotic dancer. Okay, I almost became an exotic dancer. No shade to exotic dancers that are watching. That's just probably not where anybody wants to see me, but I almost became one. And this is the story of how masculine energy, the masculinity that's in my life that I've been blessed to have and experience on a positive light, changed my life, saved my life in some instances. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. So when I was in college, I was an undergrad. I struggled a lot, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've experienced homelessness. I've experienced a lot of different things, some assaults, whatever. I experienced a lot in college. During that time, I had a homegirl of mine was having a birthday party, right? And she was having this birthday party, and Sam already struggling, y'all. Financially, I was already struggling. I just said, y'all, your girl had been hopeless. So struggling financially, working several jobs, did a cleaning service. I was like working at a resource center in my school. I was just doing whatever it took to get through college, right? So at the time, your girl was a little bit vulnerable, all right? And college is not cheap. I was on scholarship, but it still wasn't cheap. So let's get into it. So what ends up happening is I have a friend of mine who decides she's going to have her birthday party, her 21st birthday party at a strip club. Okay. And I'm like, okay, well, it's my friend. I've never been to one before. Let's go. So y'all, we go. And it's a nice place. It's a newer place at this time. I'm not going to tell y'all the details, but it was a newer place, nice place, and it was my first time there. I had never experienced that before. I was a little shy, didn't know what was going on. And my friend had a section, so we went to the section. And as we go to the section, y'all, mind you, I'm in my early 20s, okay? We go into the section, I'm just kind of looking around, and the music comes on. It's just me, my friends, and, they're bringing food, different things like that. I'm like taking it all in. I literally had never seen this before. So as we're sitting there, I become friends with one of the young ladies that work there. She's also in school. And she's dancing at this particular spot. So she's cool. We were getting along, good vibe, whatever. And she's like, hey, after a while we're talking. She starts talking about like why she's working there, how much she's making, things like that. And I'm looking at it like, I am not making this much money doing what I'm doing. Like, I am literally going out of my way to make ends meet, and I'm barely making ends meet as it is, right? Taking out loans, doing what I got to do to get through school. So she's telling me about how much she's making my tuition in a night. And I'm saying to myself, okay, this sounds appealing, right? And at the time, I had gotten my bartending license because I had decided, that there may be a way for me to make more money than what I'm making cleaning and other odd jobs that I was doing around campus. And so she tells me, she used to be into the bartending thing because bartenders at these clubs make a lot of money. They really, really do. And so she was like, I used to do that, but I make so much more money doing what I'm doing. That she had literally, smart, had just paid off her year of school the last Saturday she worked. And I'm like, y'all, the temptation at that point was real. So at some point during the night, maybe a couple hours later, that same young lady that I had gotten cool with decides to bring me to, I guess, the manager on the floor. And he wants to meet me. And I'm there with 5 of the girls. So I thought it was a little weird because it wasn't my birthday. But I went. And he spoke to me, and he was basically saying that I could get a job there, that he felt like they were looking for a certain look in women and that I met that, and that, I would have to come on certain days throughout the week to try out, that he would, keep an eye out for me. And, he basically was saying I could make some real money. He brought the other girls over that were working that night, and they had just all told me how much money they were making. And at that, I'm struggling at this time, right? Vulnerable, because I'm working several jobs. I'm exhausted. I have a full load at school, and I'm really struggling, right? And so I'm hearing what they're saying, and it's sounding more attractive than it's ever sounded. And so they're telling me more and more about it, and I'm like highly considering it at the time because, like I said, I'm trying to make ends meet. I'm a struggling college student, and I want to get my degree, but I am accumulating debt. Okay. Debt. And so it was tough. It was tough, but I was listening to what they were saying, and I was like, man, maybe I found a way out. Maybe this is something I need to really consider. Because at the time, the ladies were saying to me, like, we only work in the weekends. Really, some of them, their schedule was just Friday, Saturday, and they making enough to cover the entire semester. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I don't have to do this like all the time. I could do this, just a couple nights and make my tuition and stop. But, that's how it kind of was starting to rationalize in my mind. So the guy gives me his card. I'm saying to myself, like, okay, this is really tempting. I'm really highly considering this because I am struggling, and I'm just really considering this. So y'all, as I'm processing this, as I'm thinking about this and really considering this as an option, y'all, I couldn't do it. The guy told me, gave me his card, his cell number, and basically said, they had, tryouts or whatever on certain days throughout the week. I just couldn't do it. And I'll tell you why. I've been blessed to have a present father, and I have a stepdad. And I just kept thinking of their face. Like, I'm like, if they see me here, I just could see the disappointment. I could feel their tears or their anger. And I'm like, I can't do it. And y'all, I didn't. Threw out the card, decided, like, you know what? The disappointment on my father's faces. Again, it's no shade to anybody. This is not against anything, but it was just me thinking about my dad and my stepdad. I got 2 brothers. I'm like, I can't do this. Can't do it. I can, like, y'all, why am I getting emotional in these videos? My father had worked so hard, and my stepdad, just has been an amazing, amazing man. I just couldn't do it. Seeing their faces, seeing that was enough for me to say no to potentially a lot of money. I kept working multiple jobs. I kept being exhausted. It was a lot, I had debt. I have debt. But I would have rather had that than to disappoint the men I had in my life. And, that was one decision of many. Thinking about my fathers and thinking about how they would respond or what they would think literally changed my mind. Or I didn't go to that place, and or I didn't get into that relationship. I didn't stay in that relationship. Whatever that was, just having my father's present literally has changed the trajectory of my life. I would not be who I am without my dad's. I would not be. I'm so thankful to God for them, which is why I made this video. Because masculinity, having a masculine male figure in your child's life, a man present in your child's life, is everything. And I hate when I strongly dislike when I see women taking access from the father of the child. Unless it's an unhealthy and abusive situation, okay. But when a man is present, that presence of a man literally does something for that young woman's confidence. There's relationships she won't stay in because she has a man in her life that has shown her what love is, how to be respected. I'm doing this video because having a healthy male figure in a child's life can literally change the trajectory of it. It changed mine. They're literally decisions as exampled in this video. I don't even know if that's the word example, but as an example in this video, a decision that, no shade to anybody, that I felt that my stepdad, my father, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. And like I said, that's just one of many present, healthy male figures. I thank God for that. All right, y'all, it's your girl, Samantha Lee, and that concludes story time for today. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I love you guys. I will see you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed the story, and we'll hear more soon, okay? Okay, bye, game changers. We gonna change the game together. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become family, okay? Friends that are family, okay? Join my family today.